It's the night shift at RAF Valley. Radar operator Livy is on rear crew with winchman Neil Cooper.
Ankle injury,
yes,
and possible back injury.
Lower lumbar on the 40-year-old male.
Okay, both looking like a winch job.
Yep.
In the pilot seat tonight is Flight Lieutenant Dan Loxton. He's used to flying Apache ground attack helicopters in Iraq. Flying a search and rescue Sea King offers a different type of challenge.
From my previous flying experience, it's very different. It's arguably not as dynamic in the type of flying that the guys do. Obviously, you're not getting shot at, which obviously is a good thing from my point of view. It's very challenging flying though, because people get into trouble in poor weather conditions, and so that's normally when we go out flying.
In trouble are a father and son injured in a mine near Dinas Mawddwy in mid-Wales. Rescue 122 have arrived at the scene. The conditions are bad. The casualties' injuries need urgent medical attention. But plunged in darkness and fighting high winds, this will be one of the crew's toughest rescues yet.
You've got a good area below that you can commit to, I reckon.
I'd rather stay, to be fair, and maintain a flyaway.
Okay.
This disused slate quarry with steep inclines either side makes it a really tight spot for the helicopter. High winds are adding to the difficulty. The crew decide to hover at a height and commit to a very long winch. Night vision goggles and the onboard infrared camera help the crew to see what's happening below. Radar operator Livy helps with the tricky manoeuvre from the side door of the Sea King.
That looks to be about 150, 160 feet, mate.
The first of the two casualties is being recovered by winchman Neil Cooper, but at the mercy of the strong winds, they start to swing dangerously from side to side.
You're drifting to the 6.
"79-year-old Peter Hay is safe on board, but now the crew have to do it all over again to rescue his son. Once more, the wind has put the stretcher in a violent spin. It's at times like these the onboard crew have to face some difficult decisions.
With the wind conditions and the weather conditions and everything else, we have to consider aircraft performance. We have to consider things like if we were to lose an engine at any stage throughout the rescue, we have to discuss what we will do with the winchman if we did have an engine problem, or for whatever reason we had to fly away from the rescue.
The last resort when a rescue threatens the safety of a helicopter is to cut the winch cable. The crew know that the safety of the helicopter has priority. That's before the safety of the winchman and the casualty.
Aircraft safety comes first, winchman, then survivor. So as long as the aircraft and the people in the aircraft are safe, and then when we're winching that the winchman is safe, then we'll get the survivor. If any of those things aren't in place, then it's a dynamic risk assessment.
Slowly but surely, the stretcher inches its way up to the Sea King.
We're okay here.
After a grueling 20 minutes, at last the casualties and winchman Neil are safe on board. For Neil, it's one major relief.
That's the most difficult job I've ever had to do.
But the dramatic story which led to Peter and Daniel's plight only came to light after they were safely in Bangor's Ysbyty Gwynedd. It was supposed to be an exciting day of exploring for the two archaeology enthusiasts from Sussex. Both father and son fell down a steep incline at the Dinas Mawddwy slate quarry. Even with their severe injuries, they had to slowly crawl back up to the top of the slope to get a signal to call for help.
The paramedics came first. I just remember seeing the guys in green, just seeing their heads popping over and thinking, oh, thank goodness. And it was at that point I knew, oh, I'm going to be all right.
I was just winched up with the winchman, and the worst thing was the fact that as you're going up, you're spinning round. And I was thinking, oh, this is just like being seasick. But the helicopter, of course, is incredibly noisy, but incredibly professional. They know exactly what to do, and they do it.
think the issue that we had there was one, the difficulty getting in, but ultimately we got the guys out and were able to keep them safe and well. It's a really nice feeling of satisfaction and having made a difference and saved a life.
It's been a busy October for the search and rescue force covering Wales. In total, 39 people were rescued by the Yellow Sea